Hi, I'm Scott Walcott.
And I'm Jeff Chisholm.
We're here with the Kiwanis Walleye World Tip of the Week. And this week, we're going to talk about one of my favorite diving apparatuses. This is called a Torpedo diver.
In the spring, walleye often relate to bottom. So in your toolbox, you want to have various apparatuses to take lures deep, be it shallow diving crankbaits such as this or spinner harnesses. You want to be able to get those lures down at the bottom. Last week we talked about the bottom bouncing technique, and this week we're going to talk about torpedo divers.
Like Jeff said, you want to be able to get shallow diving cranks down deep, and often I'll have people say, well, why don't you use a deep diving crankbait? And there is a reason for that. Deep diving crankbaits, because of the lip, are going to run on an angle. They're going to run on a 45 degree angle, and it has a lot of tail wag, but because of that big bill, it tends to pin the nose down. You don't get a lot of nose action. Some days those work really well. Other days, you're going to want to use something like this. This is the Rapala flat wrap. This flat wrap is going to have a lot of side-to-side roll, and it's going to stay horizontal or very horizontal in the water column. So you want to have methods to get that down deep. This is called a torpedo diver. This is a 2-ounce weight, but because of the design, it's unique. It's very different than a lot of other diving apparatuses or weights on the market. Because of the design, it has very low drag. You can see that it's going to move through the water column with very little drag. A lot of snap weights are held this way and have more resistance. So this is a great apparatus for getting things down deep. There's two things that I really like about this torpedo diver. One is that you can have an adjustable lead. I can have whatever distance behind this that I want because I just snap it on and you take it off when you're bringing it in as well. So if we're putting this shallow diving crankbait out, you can have whatever lead you want. We would put this in the water and let it go back, and we'll get to a spot where we want to put this on. I'm going to simply grab this snap and I'm going to put this on the line, and it's going to be like that, just on there. So this lead can be whatever distance you want behind it. That's one of the things that I really like about these. The other great thing is the distance between the snap and the weight. That's just a piece of monofilament line that I've tied on there. That's just a distance that I use primarily for crankbaits. But oftentimes in the spring when we're almost using this as a bottom bouncer and you want a bottom bouncer with a longer lead, I can adjust this distance to whatever I want. So I could make this distance between the clip and the weight, I could make this 3 feet if I wanted. And that way this is going to bounce on bottom. I'm going to be able to feel that hitting bottom and maintain about 3 feet off bottom. So this is an adjustable bottom bouncer.
What I also like about this device is that it dives very aggressively, and it also comes with this great chart which will show you the various depths that are required at various amounts of line out at various speeds. So for walleye speeds, in the spring we often troll around 1.7 miles per hour. This device will dive 5 feet with 5 feet of line out, very aggressive. It'll also dive 10 feet with 10 feet of line out, and it'll dive 15 feet with just 21 feet of line out. So it dives very aggressively, gets your baits down to that targeted depth very quickly.
The torpedo diver is available in several different sizes. Primarily I use this snapper, which is a 2-ounce, and the shark, which is a 4-ounce. They do have some larger models which are great for other applications, but for our purposes on the Bay of Quinte, these two will do just about everything you need them to do. They are also a Canadian company. They're made right in Toronto, which is really nice.
Well, that's this week's Kiwanis Tip of the Week. Don't forget to buy your ticket in-store or online, and good luck in the tournament.